What's up, guys? Welcome back. Part 2 of fuse box relocation. It's a new day. It's not nearly as hot as it was the other day. It's still in the 90s, but I don't think it's over 100. As far as the heat index goes, we got ourselves a new drink. And let's pick up back to where we were before. So over here, we have basically these lines here. These were leading into the engine bay. Okay, this is basically where the wiring harness plugs into. That is currently on the engine. Then everything in that grommet that was leading to underneath the dash. So over on this side we got our fuse box. We got some of these guys here and there, as well as some stuff that actually leads to our radiator fan and stuff like that. So our goal today is to get this guy underneath the dash along with these wires here. And in order to do that, we have to kind of free this whole thing up from the engine bay. And these wires here are kind of preventing us from doing that. They're leading around the corner here down into this wiring harness. So we're going to figure out where those wires are going by taking off the front bumper. The first thing you got to do in order to remove this bumper cover is get access to these Phillips head screws, which are under this plastic trim piece. And there's these little clips back here. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. That you got to kind of work off. There you go. The cool thing about these clips is you can actually still buy these from Honda. If you look up the 3rd gen Prelude, you can still get these guys. So mine were rusted, so I got some new ones. So once you get these removed, now we're going to go ahead and focus on the corners. There is a screw here that you want to loosen up to slide the piece underneath on each corner, as well as a bracket right there that we got to unscrew. And lastly, don't forget the 10mm bolts underneath the car. Don't forget to move your blinkers and your fog lights. Don't forget your side marker light. Like somebody I know. Bumper removed. Okay, so now we're making some progress here. Here's our harness holding us back, coming down here. Alright, so obviously we got something to do with horns, headlights. So it looks like our wiring comes down, goes to the horn, goes to the headlights, and then makes its way, you see that in there? Up and around in here, working the mechanism to open and close the pop-ups. And that should be it though. Pull all that out and we'll be free. I got basically the whole harness disconnected. There are all these little like plastic holders, and then we got one left. That one right there. As soon as I get that guy free, this whole thing will be free. I think we got it. Come on. Check it out. Fuse box removed. Oh god, now that's what I'm talking about. Holy crap. Oh, I feel so good to have that done. Whew. There it is. Now keep in mind, we did not cut any wires. Nothing has been cut. Nothing. It's just been disconnected. So you can remove the fuse box without splicing anything. Now we're going to have to find out whether or not we can install this in the glove box like we want and not have to lengthen anything. So that's what we're about to find out. So anyway, huge celebration. We finally got this thing out of the engine bay. The engine bay looks killer. This thing is truly, really ready for paint now. I mean, we got that little harness there. Other than that, the harnesses are out. The front bumper cover is off. And yeah, man, this thing is ready to get sprayed. Okay, so I kind of have this laid out. It doesn't look like it's laid out, but it kind of is. Let's imagine for a second that this is all inside of the glove box, right? Underneath the footwell. So here's the grommet. The only thing coming out of the grommet is going to be the wiring here, which is going to be going to the engine harness. All these same things will exist, so nothing's changed there. Then we have all of our headlight connections for the passenger side. Headlight, brake light, headlight, fog light, blinker, side marker, all that kind of stuff here. This stuff will also be coming out. And then lastly, up here, now remember, all this is inside the glove box. We have this guy here, which is fan control, I think, and I forget what that guy is there. Something to do with the radiator, something to do down there. So this is going to have to be extended. So actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut this back, all this back, so this is free from this piece of the harness, and see how far out it'll come. All this pink stuff that you see here, this is all ABS stuff. Alright, so we don't have ABS anymore. We don't have to worry about it. This yellow one, I'm not sure where that goes. I think it does still go with the ABS. And then this guy here, I'm not sure where it goes. Might have something to do with the ABS. So right now, like I said, I'm going to pull this guy out of the harness. Alright, so I think I pretty much have this figured out. So everything you see here, this will all be underneath the glove box. So let me show you here what I did. I pulled back this guy. So this is like the fan control or something like that. Something to do with the radiator, right? I pulled this back from the harness and threw a new little loom over it. It's not finished or anything like that. Just wanted to kind of separate everything. And so far this looks like this is going to be a good length. Obviously we're going to have to see when everything's all in there. But if I do have to extend anything, it's just 2 lines for each of these. So not too bad. This stuff here is the same length as it was. This is all going to headlights, blinkers, all that kind of stuff. That'll be fine. That doesn't need to be pulled back or extended or anything like that. That should reach. Over here we have again these plug into the wiring harness, and then we got little guys here, map sensor stuff, ABS or throttle body stuff, so that's all going to reach. And then I just extended these 2 here, so I pulled them back from the harness. So I did have to extend this wire here for these 2 plugs, and also had to cut this guy, connect it back together again, because they're kind of married together, and trying to pull it through the whole harness they would get stuck. So by disconnecting that, I was able to separate one clip from the other, and these 2 plug into the engine harness right here. Alright, so they're totally necessary and they have to be able to reach. So I think I did a good job extending those. I think that's going to be it for today. There's going to be obviously there are going to be several parts to this. I didn't want it to be that way, but that's just going to be the way it is. But I know this looks like a mess. I know you're probably watching at home. You're like, dude, this is never going to work. But I think it's going to work. I really think it's going to work. So, you know, we'll obviously have to wait and see once it gets reinstalled. But the car should be going to paint any day. I know I've been saying that for weeks and weeks and weeks, it seems like. But literally the car should be going to paint any day. I'm not putting fenders back on, running all this stuff, only to disconnect all of it to have the car painted. So I'm going to kind of put this aside for now, close the hood on this car, and I'm not coming over here to do anything besides get this thing on a tow truck and bring it over to the painter. I'm finished with it. Fuse box relocation part 2 complete. It's not as easy as you thought it would be, or maybe it's not as hard as you thought it would be. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Check out our website. We'll see you next time. Later.